again. Here we are, day after the shortest day. Let's take you around the plot and show you how I'm getting on. I'll start off with our cold frame. I dug the cold frame a while back, left the lid open for the frost to get at it, and I've emptied in there a couple of bucketfuls of compost from our composter that we use at home in the garden. So I'll shut that down now and prepare to sow some seeds at the end of January, some early stuff. Then we come round to our spring cauliflowers. They're doing okay. I've managed to keep the pigeons off, so the leaves are now beginning to fill out. They're just to this side of those little blue turny things is the remains of our parsnips. I've dug a hole alongside to hope to drain the soil into it, because I think they're all going to start to rot off if not careful. Well, I've got a few, and I'll show you that at the for our December harvest. Spinach is still quite holy. That's mostly slugs. I've been through there and groomed them today, so in other words, I've got rid of any slugs and snails I can find, so hopefully we'll be good with those. And the sprouts are still producing nicely. I should be picking some sprouts there today as well. Moving round to the strawberry patch. They're looking good. I've put some compost from one of the compost bins on them. The leaves got a bit covered, but they're pulling through. The old ones, the old strawberry plants, I've cut all the leaves off of those last month, and new leaves have developed. That's looking good. And of course we've dug that patch that was the tomatoes and the marrows. That's dug, letting the frost break it down. And of course the compost heap over the back there, it's doing well. I did put a bit more new seaweed in it last week. I'm really fortunate to be close enough to the shore to get seaweed. So that will be ready to put around my potatoes if I grow potatoes. Moving on, grapevines. I've started pruning them. Hopefully I understand what I'm doing this time, and I'm restricting them to just 2 of this year's canes. I don't know what they're called professionally, and I've done one plant, and I'm about to start on the rest. I might just leave them yet just a little bit longer. There's still quite a lot of sap in the stems. Whether that makes a difference, I'm not sure. Moving on to the asparagus bed. I covered the asparagus bed with compost from the compost bin, so that's building the soil up slowly. But that's all I've done there. I need to decide what's next. I'm getting a few weeds coming through now. Moving on, the grapevine, that's the dessert grapevine, that needs a pruning. Coming on round, this was the area where I had potatoes, and I put in the late beetroot, and they served me very well. I was quite pleased with the outcome, but the last few are a bit scratchy and a bit small. The wind played havoc with the polythene on those, but you can probably just see they ended up the bigger ones, and I've got a few that I can pull there, but next month they'll all come out, and this will all be dug in preparation for next year. Moving on, the garlics that I put in October, the first ones I put in, they're all showing green. The remainder, they're just beginning to show. You might just be able to make it out. They're just beginning to show through the soil just little bits of green, which I'm quite pleased with. You might have noticed the white sticks with writing on. I've set the plot out so I know what's going to be planted where. I will probably change it, but the object of putting the sticks out with the names on it is so that I can try and work it so I don't end up with 2 onion crops together, and so on and so on. Carrots and onions close by, that sort of thing. And then moving along gently. Yesterday was the shortest day, so I put out my shallots. There they go, heavily covered in wire. Let's see the pigeons get that off then. They are some scallywags, the pigeons, the biggest pigeons I've ever seen. And then we've got a bit of spinach there that, well, it's actually perpetual spinach that was in the year before last, and it seems to have stayed there all year. Usually it goes to seed, for some reason it stayed, but that will have to come out soon. And there we go, the rest of the plot is dug, ready for the frost to break down. Apart from the grapevine over the back there, also needs pruning, and and the pond is full of water, because we've had so much drinking water from out of the sky that we'd have no trouble filling a pond. I think every pond in England must be filled. So there we go, there's the plot in December. So I'll see you next year. Bye.